In today's world, the quest for approval can feel like an endless race. From the way we present ourselves on social media to the choices we make in our careers and relationships, the need for validation seems to touch every aspect of our lives. But what if this constant seeking approval is actually holding us back from being our true selves? There's a powerful message from Marcus Aurelius that echoes through time. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This simple yet profound insight invites us to consider the importance of self-reliance and inner strength. How often do we let societal expectations shape our identity rather than embracing who we genuinely are? In the next few minutes, we'll delve into the wisdom of the Stoics, exploring how cultivating self-awareness and building inner resilience can free us from the chains of external validation. Together, we will discover a path toward living with authenticity and integrity in a world that often pressures us to conform. Seeking approval is a deeply ingrained human behavior, rooted in our desire to belong and be accepted by those around us. Through a Stoic lens, however, this pursuit takes on a different dimension. The ancient Stoics, known for their teachings on self-mastery and rational living, perceived the quest for social validation as a potential obstacle to true freedom and contentment. In the words of Epictetus, we are often enslaved to the opinions of others when we depend on external validation for our self-worth. Historically, Stoics viewed approval as something transient and beyond our control, akin to the whims of fortune. Marcus Aurelius reflected on this by reminding himself to not waste what remains of life in speculating about others, urging us to focus on our own thoughts and actions instead. This perspective is significant in understanding Stoic philosophy's emphasis on living according to nature and rationality. Stoics believed that true contentment comes from aligning our lives with our inner virtues rather than chasing the fleeting praises of society. Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, once remarked, "As long as you live according to nature, you will never be poor. As long as you live according to opinion, you will never be rich." This quote encapsulates the Stoic belief that inner peace and self-reliance are far more valuable than external approval. When we prioritize living authentically over conforming to societal norms, we cultivate a robust inner life anchored in virtue and wisdom. This, in turn, brings a profound sense of peace that is unshaken by the judgments of others. In today's world, the dynamics of social media provide a vivid example of how the pursuit of approval can overshadow our authenticity. Platforms designed to connect us often amplify the need for likes, shares, and positive comments, creating an environment where self-worth is tied to digital validation. We curate our lives, sometimes presenting an image that aligns with others' expectations rather than our true selves. Consider the time spent crafting the perfect post, the anxiety over how it will be received, and the fleeting satisfaction of collecting virtual validation. This modern example echoes the Stoic warning against valuing external opinions more than our authentic selves. I invite you to reflect on moments in your life when you may have compromised your authenticity for approval. Have there been times when you went along with the crowd, even if it didn't align with your values, just to be accepted? Did you ever suppress your true thoughts and feelings to fit in? These reflections are not about judgment, but about understanding where external approval might hold us back from embracing our true potential. Ultimately, recognizing these moments can be the first step toward reclaiming the power to define our self-worth independently of others' opinions. By internalizing the Stoic principles of living according to nature and rationality, we can find a pathway to genuine happiness and fulfillment. This inner strength, cultivated through self-awareness and aligned with virtuous living, becomes our guiding light in navigating the complex social landscapes of both ancient and modern times. Cognitive detachment, a central concept in Stoic philosophy, suggests that the impermanence of others' opinions should not dictate our self-worth or decisions. Imagine living free from the constant concern of how others perceive you. This is the essence of cognitive detachment. By recognizing the temporary nature of external validation, we can begin to focus on what truly matters, our internal values and the actions within our control. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, emphasized this principle by teaching that our freedom lies in what we can control, namely, our own thoughts and reactions. He advised that we release our grip on the need for external approval, which is inherently unstable and unreliable. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid, Epictetus would say, urging us to prioritize personal growth over societal praise. This isn't a call to disregard constructive feedback, but rather an invitation to evaluate whose opinions truly matter and why. Consider the life of a public figure like Oprah Winfrey. Throughout her career, she has faced criticism and skepticism from various quarters, yet she remains steadfast in her mission and values, undeterred by negative opinions. By focusing on her inner beliefs and goals, she demonstrates an exemplary practice of cognitive detachment. Even in the face of criticism, Oprah has maintained her authenticity and commitment to self-improvement, illustrating that real power lies in controlling her response rather than succumbing to external judgments. Her journey highlights a valuable lesson. Being grounded in our convictions can shield us from the tumult of ever-changing public sentiment. It empowers us to pursue our paths with integrity and authenticity, much like the Stoics envisioned. Now let's pivot to how we can apply this concept in our own lives. Start by identifying specific opinions that might be holding you back. Are you worried about what your colleagues may say if you propose an innovative idea at work? Or perhaps you hesitate to express your authentic self in social settings due to fear of judgment. Reflect on these scenarios and ask yourself, how would your life change if you were to detach from those concerns? By letting go of the weight of others' expectations, you might find a new sense of freedom and clarity. This doesn't mean we live in isolation or disregard others entirely, but rather that we choose whose voices we let guide our journey. In cultivating cognitive detachment, we strengthen our resilience and commitment to living life according to our principles. As we embrace this Stoic principle, we align closer with our true selves. Our decisions become less about pleasing others and more about what is right for us. Imagine the possibilities of living without the constant need for approval, where our actions are guided by our values rather than others' perceptions. By practicing cognitive detachment, we take a significant step toward this ideal, nurturing inner peace and self-assurance that remain intact regardless of external circumstances. When facing adversity, have you ever considered what truly constitutes personal strength? Is it the ability to stand firm when others doubt you, or perhaps maintaining your values in the face of criticism? According to Stoic philosophy, real strength is not about external validation, but about developing a resilient inner core. This resilience is the foundation that helps us navigate life's challenges without being swayed by the need for others' approval. Resilience, in the context of Stoicism, is closely linked with the virtue of temperance. Temperance involves self-control and moderation, allowing us to maintain composure and focus in the face of external pressures. It is the practice of not letting external circumstances dictate our emotions or decisions. The Stoics believed that by cultivating inner resilience and temperance, we equip ourselves to thrive amidst adversity, anchored by our values rather than societal opinions. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, expressed this beautifully when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This quote encapsulates the essence of finding strength from within. emphasizing that true power comes from controlling our responses and maintaining our principles, irrespective of external situations. A historical example that illustrates this concept is the life of Cato the Younger, a prominent Stoic known for his steadfastness in the face of public dissent. Cato was a senator in the Roman Republic, a time marked by political turmoil and corruption. Despite immense pressure to conform and abandon his principles, Cato remained resolute. He was outspoken against Julius Caesar's rise to power, prioritizing the Republic's ideals over personal gain or popularity. His unwavering commitment to his beliefs, even in the face of immense opposition, showcases the remarkable inner resilience admired by Stoics. Cato's life serves as a powerful reminder of how inner strength, guided by virtue, allows us to withstand external challenges with integrity. Reflecting on your own life, consider where your sources of inner resilience lie. Perhaps it stems from your values, experiences, or support systems that provide strength during difficult times. Have you encountered situations where your inner resilience allowed you to uphold your beliefs despite external pressures? Maybe it was standing up for a colleague, even when it was unpopular, or choosing to pursue a passion in the face of skepticism. Developing this inner resilience is an ongoing journey. It requires practicing self-reflection to understand what truly matters to you and ensuring that your actions align with those principles. By doing so, you build a durable foundation that remains steady, even when the world around you is chaotic. As we embrace the Stoic ideals of resilience and temperance, we begin to shift our focus inward, finding strength in our convictions rather than in approval from others. This shift enables us to live authentically and courageously, empowered by the knowledge that true strength is an inner fortress, unshaken by the tumultuous waves of external validation. By nurturing these qualities, we prepare ourselves not just to endure adversity but to thrive through it, living a life marked by integrity and purpose. Imagine starting your day with a simple exercise of mindfulness. As you settle into a comfortable position, gently close your eyes and take a deep breath. Focus on the rhythm of your breathing, the sensation of the air filling your lungs, and the calm that follows each exhale. Allow yourself to be fully present in this moment. This practice is more than a mere relaxation technique. It's an entry point into greater self-awareness, a core tenet of Stoic philosophy. Mindfulness, in its simplest form, is about being fully present and aware of our thoughts, emotions, and surroundings without judgment. For the Stoics, practicing mindfulness was essential in understanding their inner motivations and the subtle ways they might seek approval from others. By observing our thoughts as they arise, we can begin to recognize patterns of behavior that align with or deviate from our true values. One of the techniques used by the Stoics to cultivate mindfulness was the practice of daily reflection. At the end of each day, they would review their actions and thoughts, assessing them against their principles and intentions. This reflective process helped them identify instances where their need for external validation might have influenced their choices. By cultivating this awareness, they could make conscious adjustments to ensure their actions remained aligned with their core values. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, offers us timeless wisdom on this journey toward self-awareness. In one of his lesser-known writings, he notes, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." This quote underscores the importance of understanding and controlling our internal world, knowing that true strength lies in self-mastery rather than in the approval of others. When we practice mindfulness, we gain the clarity needed to wield such power over ourselves, making decisions that are true to who we are. Consider the story of Nadya, a young professional who found herself constantly checking her social media feeds, anxiously measuring her worth with each like and comment. She realized that her need for digital validation was leading to anxiety and distracting her from her personal goals. Determined to change, Nadya embarked on a journey of mindfulness. She reduced her social media usage, dedicating that time instead to meditation and journaling about her daily thoughts and feelings. Through mindfulness, Nadya began to recognize her approval-seeking behavior. She learned to catch herself in moments of insecurity, acknowledging her tendency to seek external validation. Over time, this self-awareness allowed her to refocus her energy on nurturing her inner confidence and aligning her actions with her true aspirations. Nadya's story illustrates how mindfulness can serve as a powerful tool in redirecting our focus from external to internal validation. As you consider your own life, reflect on your daily habits. Are there routines or actions that promote mindfulness and self-awareness? Perhaps there are also habits that may hinder this practice, such as impulsively checking your phone or multitasking without focus. It might be helpful to identify small changes you can make to foster a more mindful approach to your day. Mindfulness invites us to slow down and observe the present moment with intention. In doing so, we enhance our ability to perceive the subtle influences of approval-seeking behavior and gently guide ourselves back to the path of authenticity. By integrating mindfulness into our lives, we cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and fortify our inner resilience. This mindful journey not only helps us manage external influences, but enriches our experience of life itself, allowing us to live with greater purpose and clarity. Have you ever found yourself caught in the endless loop of perfectionism, where nothing seems good enough and every flaw feels like a glaring failure? This mindset, though common, can be incredibly exhausting and detrimental to our sense of self-worth. Stoicism offers a refreshingly different perspective, embracing imperfection as a cornerstone of authenticity and growth. In the words of Epictetus, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. This quote doesn't suggest that we should strive for ignorance, but rather underscores the value of accepting our imperfections and learning from them. The Stoics believed that imperfections are not only natural but also essential to personal development. They taught that life's challenges and our inherent flaws are opportunities for growth rather than reasons for self-criticism. By recognizing and accepting our limitations, we can begin to focus on self-improvement and living authentically rather than pursuing an unattainable ideal of perfection. This acceptance fosters a kinder and more realistic relationship with ourselves, allowing us to embrace our humanity with compassion. Consider the story of Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism. Zeno was not initially a philosopher. He was a merchant who lost everything in a shipwreck. This disaster, rather than signaling the end of his journey, became the catalyst for his philosophical pursuits. He embraced the imperfection and unpredictability of life, using his loss as a foundation for growth and wisdom. Zeno didn't view his past failures as obstacles, but as integral parts of his path to becoming a respected philosopher. His story illustrates the Stoic principle that accepting our imperfections can lead us to unexpected and valuable growth. Now, let's reflect on how embracing our own imperfections might lead to a more authentic life. Imagine releasing the need to appear perfect, allowing yourself to make mistakes and learn from them without harsh judgment. How would that change your daily interactions and self-perception? Consider how acknowledging your flaws could open the door to deeper connections with others, as vulnerability often invites authenticity and strength. Embracing imperfection encourages us to let go of unrealistic standards and show up as our true selves. This acceptance does not mean complacency or a lack of ambition, but rather an understanding that growth stems from acknowledging our starting point, warts and all. By accepting who we are, with all our imperfections, we create a solid foundation from which to explore, learn, and flourish. As you navigate your journey, consider how you can embrace your imperfections. Perhaps it's by forgiving yourself for past mistakes or by viewing each challenge as an opportunity to grow. Remember, in the eyes of the Stoics, every flaw and limitation is a unique part of your human experience, shaping and enriching your story. By embracing these aspects of ourselves, we take a significant step towards living with authenticity, all while nurturing inner peace and resilience. Incorporating this Stoic wisdom into our lives can transform how we see ourselves and the world around us. It empowers us to pursue our true potential with courage, free from the burden of perfectionism, and to live a life that aligns closely with our genuine values and aspirations. Authenticity is not just a personal choice, it's a profound duty we owe to ourselves. Through the lens of Stoicism, living authentically is seen as an essential component of a well-lived life. The Stoics teach that staying true to oneself means prioritizing our deeply held values over the fleeting expectations of society. In a world often dominated by the need to conform, embracing authenticity allows us to align our lives with what we truly believe, fostering a sense of inner peace and fulfillment. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, captures this essence beautifully when he writes, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This quote is a powerful reminder that our actions should reflect our values, serving as a compass that guides us through life's manifold challenges. Aurelius emphasizes that instead of debating or worrying about societal norms of goodness, we should focus on embodying our principles consistently and courageously. Let's consider a scenario that illustrates this idea of living authentically. Imagine Sarah, a young professional in a fast-paced corporate environment. Her workplace culture celebrates long hours and aggressive competition, equating success with material gain and external recognition. However, Sarah believes in maintaining a healthy work-life balance, valuing family time and self-care. Initially, she struggles with the pressure to conform to the office norm. Yet, over time, Sarah realizes that her fulfillment does not come from aligning with a culture that conflicts with her values. Choosing authenticity, Sarah decides to set boundaries at work. She communicates her needs to her supervisor, prioritizing her personal well-being without fear of judgment. While not everyone understands her choice, she earns respect for standing firm in her values. Sarah's journey reflects the Stoic ideal of authenticity, living in accordance with one's true self rather than succumbing to external pressures. Her story shows how prioritizing inner values can lead to a more meaningful and satisfying life. Now, I invite you to reflect on your own life. Is there an area where you feel the tension between your authentic self and societal or peer expectations? Perhaps it's in your career where the drive for success sometimes overshadows what genuinely fulfills you, or in your personal life where the expectations of how you should act or look may conflict with who you truly are. Consider how aligning your actions more closely with your values might transform your experience, creating a deeper sense of satisfaction and peace. Living authentically requires courage. It's about embracing the risk of standing out or being misunderstood because you choose to honor your true self over external demands. This alignment with one's values, as the Stoics advocate, is not just about personal integrity, but is also fundamental to achieving tranquility and happiness. In a society driven by conformity, the Stoics offer a timeless reminder that true happiness is found within, through living a life that reflects our personal values and beliefs. Embracing this path might be challenging, but it is ultimately rewarding, paving the way for a fulfilling and authentic life. By taking steps towards this ideal, we not only enhance our own well-being but also inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of authenticity in our communities. Have you ever paused to consider how the clutter of material possessions might cloud your peace of mind? The Stoic philosophers, known for their teachings on simplicity and contentment, provide valuable insights into this query. Historically, the Stoics practiced minimalism not just as a lifestyle, but as a philosophical stance that emphasized the importance of focusing on what truly matters. For instance, the philosopher Diogenes the Cynic, though not a Stoic himself but often associated with similar ideals, was famously known for living in a large ceramic jar, rejecting material luxuries to focus on personal virtue and inner wealth. This dedication to simplicity profoundly influenced later Stoics, who advocated for a life stripped of unnecessary possessions. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, captured the essence of this philosophy with his quote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." This profound statement highlights the Stoic belief that true richness lies not in acquiring material goods, but in finding satisfaction with less. By choosing simplicity, we minimize our dependence on external validation, shifting our focus from the pursuit of possessions to the cultivation of inner peace and self-sufficiency. In today's world, the appeal of a minimalist lifestyle echoes these ancient teachings. Take Marie Kondo, for example, a contemporary figure known for championing the art of decluttering. Her approach, inspired by principles akin to Stoic minimalism, encourages us to keep only what sparks joy. By reducing clutter, individuals often find that they gain more than just physical space. They discover mental clarity and freedom from the compulsion to keep up with societal norms of acquiring more. Consider the story of Jack, an urban professional who once measured success by the car he drove and the clothes he wore. After feeling constantly stressed and unfulfilled, Jack decided to embrace a minimalist lifestyle. Inspired by the Stoics, he downsized his home and simplified his belongings, keeping only what truly added value to his life. This shift allowed Jack to focus on personal growth and relationships rather than material status, leading to a more content and meaningful existence. Looking inward, how might the philosophy of simplicity and contentment transform your life? Could simplifying your surroundings help reduce anxieties tied to societal expectations and the constant need for approval? Picture a life where the weight of excess is replaced by the freedom to focus on what truly brings joy and fulfillment. A life not defined by what you own, but by who you are. Reflecting on your personal experiences, simplicity doesn't necessarily mean living with the bare minimum. Rather, it's about being mindful of which possessions, commitments, and even relationships truly align with your values and contribute to your well-being. By adopting a mindset of simplicity, you open yourself to a form of wealth that goes beyond the material, the wealth of time, clarity, and freedom. The Stoic practice of finding contentment through simplicity invites us to question what we genuinely value. It challenges the societal narrative that equates material wealth with success, prompting a shift towards appreciating life's non-material riches. By embracing simplicity, we position ourselves to live more purposefully, grounded in the knowledge that true satisfaction comes from within. Consider this an invitation to explore how such a perspective might enhance your own life, offering a path to genuine contentment and self-fulfillment in an often complex world. How do we navigate the complex landscape of others' expectations while staying true to our own values? In an age dominated by social media and constant connectivity, the pressure to conform to external standards can be overwhelming. Balancing these influences with our internal values is a challenge that Stoic philosophy has pondered for centuries. The Stoics offer profound insights into harmonizing external demands with our inner priorities, emphasizing the importance of self-awareness and steadfastness. At the heart of this philosophy is the teaching that while external events and opinions are beyond our control, our response to them is firmly within our grasp. Epictetus, a revered Stoic philosopher, imparted wisdom that remains relevant today. "No man is free who is not master of himself." This quote encapsulates the Stoic approach to navigating external pressures by maintaining a steadfast commitment to our core values. It asserts that true freedom arises from self-mastery and the alignment of our actions with our inner principles, regardless of external circumstances. An inspiring story that illustrates this balance is that of Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and a dedicated Stoic. In the face of immense public and political pressures, Marcus consistently demonstrated remarkable composure and integrity. As a leader, he was required to address the empire's challenges, from military threats to internal strife. Despite the demands for expedient and often ruthless solutions, Marcus held firm to his Stoic beliefs, prioritizing wisdom and justice in his decisions. His Meditations, a personal journal, reveals his continuous effort to reconcile his external responsibilities as an emperor with his inner commitment to Stoic virtues. Marcus Aurelius serves as an enduring example of how one can navigate the complex interplay of external demands while remaining true to personal values. As we reflect on our own lives, consider the forces that currently shape your decisions. Are these influences aligned with your core values, or do they sometimes lead you astray from your true priorities? Perhaps it's the expectation to follow a particular career path due to societal prestige, or the pressure to conform to lifestyle choices that don't align with your authentic self. By identifying these external influences, we can begin to evaluate their impact on our lives and make conscious decisions to reclaim our inner priorities. Balancing external and internal influences requires a mindful approach. Start by cultivating self-awareness, regularly reflecting on your values and the motivations behind your actions. This practice helps distinguish between decisions driven by genuine personal convictions and those led by external pressures. Setting clear boundaries can also be invaluable in maintaining this balance, enabling you to say no to demands that conflict with your values. Additionally, incorporating Stoic exercises such as daily reflections or visualization can ground you in your principles, reinforcing the strength to face external challenges without compromising your integrity. These practices can equip you with the resilience needed to stay connected to your inner self, even amidst the noise of external expectations. Ultimately, achieving harmony between external influences and internal values is a dynamic process. It involves continuous reflection and adjustment, guided by a steadfast commitment to personal growth and authenticity. By embracing the Stoic wisdom of self-mastery, we open the door to a life not swayed by the whims of others but anchored in our own sense of purpose and fulfillment. As you ponder the balance in your own life, remember that the journey toward authentic living is both a personal and transformative endeavor, offering the potential for profound peace and contentment. When was the last time you truly listened, not just to others, but to your own thoughts and feelings? In our fast-paced world, we often overlook the profound power of silence. For the Stoics, silence was not merely the absence of noise, it was a deliberate practice of self-reflection and introspection. By embracing silence, they found a pathway to greater self-awareness and authenticity, allowing them to resist the pull of approval-seeking behaviors. The Stoics believed that silence provided a unique opportunity for personal insight. In the quiet moments of reflection, they could examine their thoughts and priorities without the distraction of external opinions. This introspective practice enabled them to align their actions with their values rather than the fleeting judgments of others. Seneca, a notable Stoic philosopher, captures this sentiment beautifully. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. His words remind us that silence can be a powerful teacher, revealing truths about ourselves that we might otherwise miss amidst the noise of daily life. Through silence, the Stoics were able to cultivate a deeper understanding of their inner world, making choices that were true to themselves rather than driven by the need for external validation. In a world where the loudest voices often dominate, the Stoics' embrace of silence was a radical act of self-possession, fostering a clear, unclouded path to personal growth. Consider the example of Nelson Mandela, a leader who skillfully employed silence as a tool for understanding and wisdom. Throughout his 27 years of imprisonment, Mandela spent long periods in solitary confinement. Rather than succumbing to despair, he used this silence to reflect on his life and values. This introspection deepened his resolve and helped him emerge as a leader capable of profound empathy and vision. Mandela's ability to listen to his own inner voice and to others was crucial in his efforts to unite a divided nation. Through silence, he gained the insight and strength needed to pursue a legacy of peace and reconciliation. Reflecting on how silence could enhance your own decision-making, consider the role it plays in clarifying your thoughts and intentions. In moments of quiet reflection, you have the opportunity to tune out external influences and truly connect with what you value most. Are there decisions in your life that could benefit from a deeper, quieter contemplation? Perhaps it's a career choice, a relationship direction, or a personal goal that requires clear, uninterrupted thought. Incorporating regular periods of silence into your routine can open a space for genuine self-reflection, allowing you to discern your true desires and motivations. This practice encourages listening not just to the world around you, but to the quiet, often overlooked wisdom within. By fostering a habit of silence, you cultivate a profound sense of inner clarity and decisiveness, unshaken by the need for constant approval from others. In embracing the power of silence, we find a temporary retreat from the external pressures that vie for our attention. Whether through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in quietude, these moments can become the foundation for a more intentional, authentic life. By valuing silence as the Stoics did, we open ourselves to a deeper understanding of who we are and how we wish to navigate the world, charting a course that is truly our own. What does courage mean to you? Is it the brave firefighter running into a burning building, or perhaps someone standing up against injustice? In Stoic philosophy, courage extends beyond these dramatic displays to encompass a quieter, yet equally profound strength, the courage to stay true to oneself amidst societal pressures. This form of courage may not always manifest in grand gestures, but it plays a crucial role in our everyday lives. It's about holding firm to our beliefs, even when the world around us clamors for conformity. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, offers us timeless wisdom about courage. He writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This quote emphasizes the internal nature of true courage. It's not about changing the external world to fit our desires, but about mastering our inner world so we remain steadfast regardless of external pressures. In this context, courage is about maintaining integrity and authenticity, even when others demand that we change to meet their expectations. Consider the life of Rosa Parks, a public figure who exemplifies Stoic courage. In 1955, Parks became a symbol of courage when she refused to give up her bus seat to a white passenger in Montgomery, Alabama. Her quiet defiance was not just about confronting racial injustice. It was an act of staying true to her convictions in the face of societal norms that demanded compliance. Parks' courage lay not in defiance for its own sake, but in her unwavering commitment to her belief in equality and justice. Her actions sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, a pivotal moment in the American civil rights movement. Parks' story teaches us that courage often involves standing firm in our beliefs, even when doing so means facing significant personal risk. Reflecting on your own experiences, can you recall a time when you displayed courage by staying true to yourself? Perhaps it was voicing an unpopular opinion or resisting peer pressure to do something you didn't believe in. Or maybe, like many of us, there were moments when staying true felt too daunting and you chose the path of least resistance. Whatever your experiences, they offer a valuable learning opportunity. by examining these moments, we can better understand what it means to embody Stoic courage in our own lives. To cultivate this form of courage, start by identifying your core values, those principles that define who you are. Once you have clarity on what truly matters to you, practice standing by these values even when challenged. This doesn't mean acting stubbornly against all opposition, but rather staying aligned with your beliefs while remaining open to respectful dialogue and diverse perspectives. Stoic courage asks us to bridge the gap between our inner convictions and our actions in the world. It invites us to embrace authenticity, even at the cost of discomfort or misunderstanding from others. By summoning the courage to live genuinely, we not only honor ourselves but also inspire those around us to do the same. As you move forward, consider how you can embody Stoic courage in your everyday decisions. Whether it's making a difficult choice that reflects your true beliefs or supporting someone else in their journey toward authenticity, every act of courage reinforces the strength of your inner self. Remember, it is through these daily acts of bravery that we build a life of integrity and meaning, rooted deeply in the values we hold dear. As we reach the end of our journey through the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, it's clear that these ancient teachings offer profound insights into overcoming the modern struggle with approval-seeking behaviors. By embracing Stoic principles, we are equipped to navigate a world that often demands conformity at the expense of authenticity. At the heart of Stoic wisdom is the practice of detachment, learning to release our need for validation from others and focusing instead on what is within our control. Epictetus taught us that true freedom lies in this control, encouraging us to detach from external opinions and find strength in our own judgments. Equally important is the cultivation of resilience, the inner fortitude to withstand the pressures of life without compromising our values. Whether faced with criticism or adversity, the Stoics remind us that resilience comes from aligning our actions with our core principles, not from bending to the ever-changing expectations of society. This steadfastness forms a protective armor, enabling us to persevere and grow amid life's inevitable challenges. Authenticity is the final pillar, urging us to live in harmony with our true selves. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This powerful directive inspires us to act with integrity, embracing our imperfections as integral parts of our unique path. Authenticity, rooted in self-awareness and self-acceptance, empowers us to live purposefully and courageously. In synthesizing these principles of detachment, resilience, and authenticity, we unlock our potential for personal growth and empowerment. Stoicism invites us to be the architects of our lives, crafting them with intention and wisdom. Seneca, in his timeless teachings, encapsulates this sentiment with the quote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." This reflection reinforces the idea that by preparing ourselves through Stoic virtue, we are ready to seize the opportunities life presents, guided by our inner convictions. As we conclude, I'd like to offer a reflective prompt to reinforce these teachings in your everyday life. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on your actions and decisions. Consider how they align with your values and ponder whether approval-seeking influenced any choices you made. This simple exercise can help cultivate the self-awareness necessary to live authentically and courageously in alignment with Stoic virtues. Finally, if you found value in our discussion, I encourage you to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. Engaging with our community can deepen your understanding and application of these timeless principles. Thank you for joining this exploration of Stoic wisdom, a journey toward a life of meaningful freedom and authentic self-expression.